See that across the street? That's a freshness burger. I feel like eating a burger right now, but it ain't halal, so just have an onigiri. One of these days, we're gonna have halal burger shops on every block, inshallah. So today I'll be doing another talk in Otsuka. I'm headed to the masjid now. It's not my first time doing a talk here. However, there's a lot to talk about. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to introduce you to some of the stuff I'm actually trying to do on the ground. One of the biggest things that we need to do in order for Islam to be successful in Japan is to integrate. And this is really difficult because there's a huge language and a huge culture gap. There's a huge wall there. What I would like to do is to give that type of education to Muslims in Japan for free. So I'll try to give you a sneak peek into what I do on the ground here. And if it looks like something you want to support, you want to be a part of, then please check out my Buy Me a Coffee page. I make sure to keep all of the supporters, all of the members up to date with full video from all of my events. And if you're watching this and you happen to be from a masjid somewhere in Japan who could use that type of cultural integration training, be sure to reach out to me, leave a comment down below, or you can send me an email at themuslimminority@gmail.com, and inshallah we can work something out. And I don't have tons of supporters yet. We'll get there inshallah. But right now I could probably do 1 or 2 events a month. At that rate, to reach 200 masajid, it's going to take a real long time to reach my goal of connecting with every single masjid in Japan. But inshallah, we'll get more supporters as we go. And I can start visiting more masjids a month, not just 2, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, who knows. Inshallah, we'll see how far we can go with this, inshallah. So it's my goal to reach every masjid in Japan and not only give this really important cultural integration training, but also to create a network between all of the different masajid in Japan, because there actually is no network that connects everything. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. I remember all of you boys from last time. In the very early days, we're talking about when Islam was traveling in the time of the Salaf to China, to West Africa, to Persia. How did it travel? What did it look like? And whether we're talking about clothes, food, we're talking about the masajid. If you go to China, it looked Chinese. They wore Chinese clothes, the masajid look Chinese. And this is within 50 to 60 years of Hijrah. Most of the masajid in Japan were not thought, we didn't build these to build Islam in Japan. They were built to be a home away from home for the immigrant population. So, now let's say Japanese come into the masjid. They come into the masjid. What language is everyone speaking? All of the posters on the wall, like what language are they written in? Yeah, usually it's like English. And then some of the masjids you go, if there's a lot of brothers like Bengali brothers, or if there's a lot of Indonesian brothers, or whatever, you'll see the different languages, but you don't see Japanese. Why? If a Japanese person sees this from outside, what are they going to think? What's happening inside here? There's these big, scary men with big beards. They go into this secret, their secret hideout. I have a question. What do you know about me? Just because I'm Muslim. Or here, this brother here. He's Muslim. What do you know about him? But what do you know about him? What do you know? He's Muslim, so what does that mean? Does he like to go and get like some chashu, like some tonkotsu ramen? Does he like that? No, how do you know that?
I don't know.
Did he tell you?
Maybe he has.
Did he tell you?
No, but he likes maybe.
You think he likes tonkotsu ramen? He likes the chashu, the pork slices inside of his ramen. You think so? I don't think so. So this means that just because someone is Muslim You already know many things about them without having to ask. This means that naturally many Islamic cultures are high context. Thank you very much. MashaAllah. High context. How do you feel if someone brought pork into your house and like put it on one of your plates? I mean, that was your plate. What is your initial reaction? Like, what's your gut reaction? How do you feel, honestly? Disgust. Well, what about second generation? I'll tell you a story about some second generation. There's some young sisters, maybe in their teens, and they're, I wouldn't say very brave, but they said, I want to be honest. I want to have a coming out. When I go out with my Japanese friends and they go to eat ramen, I don't have the courage to say no, and I will eat ramen with them. But secretly, I don't tell my parents. But then when I'm out with my parents, I make sure that I never touch the pork or anything, because I know it's wrong. I know it's haram. I know it's haram. I know I shouldn't. Astaghfirullah. I know I shouldn't. What are they doing? The second generation for them, why are they not eating pork? They don't feel the same disgust that first generation does. What about the reverse, myself? I used to eat pork, but I became Muslim and I stopped. And since then, I've never eaten pork. I've never drank alcohol. I eat halal. Why? Because why did I become Muslim? I made a choice. I knew why. There was a choice I made. I learned, I studied, I learned why, and I made a choice. Okay, I'm not going to eat pork anymore. I'm not going to drink alcohol. I'm going to eat halal. Yeah? There's a huge gap here. So even though if we gathered everyone in this room and we said, okay, let's agree, we're not going to eat pork. It's haram. Actually, our understanding of what is haram and what's going on is very, very different between all of us. And if the first generation doesn't understand this about second generation, your kids, the second generation, you may say, oh yeah, they're Muslim, mashallah. They know pork is haram. Yeah, they know. They know, but they do not feel the same way that you do. Why do these kids feel they want to pray, whereas other second generation kids might be like, ah. So this happens when children who are second generation in a new culture have two identities. They are Muslim, but they were born and raised in Japan, so they also feel Japanese. Now what happens is if they feel that Islam, being Muslim and being Japanese are not compatible, it's too different, what happens is they will choose social belonging. They will choose to belong to whatever group that they believe that they belong to easiest. Now, if they're living in Japan, 9 times out of 10, they're going to win, Japan is going to win that battle just by default. They're going to want to be normal, quote unquote normal, because everyone else is like this. All the Japanese kids are like this. So as parents, if we can't find a way to make children feel both Muslim and Japanese and feel like those things are compatible, by default, the science says 9 out of 10 times, the child will choose not their parents' culture, they will choose, well in this case, Japanese culture. It's the only job, the job that we have is to make Islam itself be at home in Japan. That's it. Islam, we have to make Islam feel like it just naturally belongs in Japan. That's it for today. Jazakumullah khairan. If you'd like to see the full video, I always share the full video with my supporters. So I encourage you to support the mission so we can get this type of cultural training to every masjid in Japan, inshallah. I'll see you guys on the next one.